This might have been the spot that she... Oh, that's terrible.
What is amazing, Mom?
Can you see this little pink girl here?
Wrap off the end.
A couple is watching their newborn on a baby monitor when they notice something strange.
What the hell?
A pair of glowing eyes beside the baby's crib, staring toward the child. The figure stays there for a moment and then disappears. There's not much information about the footage, and it could be a dog, but the scene still feels unsettling. If it was not an animal, then what was standing there watching the baby? A climber recently shared a scary demonstration to highlight an important safety lesson, warning that failing to tie knots at the ends of a rope could cause someone to slip right off the end and fall.
Alrighty, boys. This is why you tie knots in the end of your rope, or else you might just wrap off the end. Yeah, baby! Yeah!
The climber intentionally rappelled without tying a knot and suddenly dropped, showing just how dangerous the mistake can be. The stunning view did nothing to lessen the risk. It serves as a clear reminder that skipping even a basic safety step can have serious consequences, as many climbing accidents happen during rappelling, and something as simple as a missing knot can be the difference between life and death. This man has been documenting strange happenings in his home, and in one video, he records an unexplained incident where his mirror suddenly cracks. He believes a ghost may be responsible, but another clip may be even more disturbing. After noticing something outside his window, what happens next leaves him deeply shaken.
Water? God, this is... That's not... Well, I guess it is a window, too. God dang, that thing's fucking... Hello? Hello? Oh, Jesus. It's just my letter.
The door suddenly opens on its own, as if someone walked in, but when he checks, no one is there. Shaken, he records the door the next night at the same time, waiting to see if it happens again. What occurs next is even more disturbing.
It should be open. It should be open, I don't know why. Ouch. Now I got bad posture. I can fix that. Am I hearing things? Fun. Fun. David. No, funny, guys. Hello? Hello? Oh man. I'm fucking chills, dude. How bad. Oh, dude. I don't like that, man. I think I'm gonna go somewhere.
Terrified, the man decides to stay at a friend's house and tells him about the strange events. But that same night, the friend's bedroom security camera captures something even more unsettling. A shadowy figure moving along the wall before seeming to disappear under the bed. It happens very quickly, but the motion sensor lights activate, showing that something triggered them. What actually happened that night remains unclear. A group of friends was hiking a mountain in Indonesia, and filmed a short clip after reaching the summit surrounded by thick mist. At first, everything looks normal, but at the start of the video, one person briefly appears headless, as if a body is standing without a head. After watching it again, the likely explanation is that the person was bent forward with their head lowered, blending into their dark shirt along with the camera angle and fog. Even so, the moment looks very unsettling at first glance. Reddit user Lauren Blake was on a peaceful hike when they suddenly spotted what looked like a severed human finger on the ground. Shocked at first, they took a closer look and realized it was actually a rock painted to look incredibly realistic. With detailed skin tones and even a lifelike fingernail, the illusion was disturbingly convincing, showing both impressive skill and a dark sense of humor from whoever made it. In 2015, someone emailed a YouTube channel called Paranormal Review with a strange story. A couple was driving down a narrow back road in Colorado at night when they thought they had hit a deer. They stopped and began reversing to see what they had struck, but when they checked the backup camera, they saw something they couldn't explain. Whatever it was, it hadn't damaged the car, which only made the situation even more unsettling.
Hope it didn't hurt the car. Somewhere. Is that it right there? There it is. Oh my gosh, go.
A lot of people believe the clip is staged, but analysts who examined the footage noted that the road is roughly 12 feet wide, which helped them gauge the size of whatever appeared. Based on that scale, they estimate it stood at least 8 feet tall, possibly even more due to the camera perspective. TikTok user Briscoe Park was recording a late-night walk down a quiet, dark road. At the time, nothing seemed unusual, just the sound of his footsteps in the silence. But later, while replaying the video, he noticed something disturbing. Two glowing eyes in the distance at the very start of the clip, seemingly watching him. He said he had felt like he was being watched that night, but ignored it, leaving the question of what was actually out there in the darkness. In this unsettling video, a terminally ill grandmother named Tanta behaves unusually and says a young girl in a pink dress is standing next to her bed. She had never said anything like this before, which makes it even more disturbing.
What is amazing, Mom?
Can you see this little pink girl here?
A pink girl?
You can't.
No, I can't see the pink girl. Is she Chinese or Oriental?
Chinese.
Pardon me?
Chinese or
Chinese?
party toiler. Harder.
They're having a party? What kind of, is it a birthday party with kids? Who's having the birthday party?
Oh, I don't know.
As death approaches, some people report seeing loved ones who have passed away, experiences that often feel comforting rather than frightening. Tanta, who was in hospital care at the time, may have gone through something similar. Whether it was real or not, it is unsettling to think that whatever she saw seemed to comfort her in her final days. An 81-year-old man named William Brock shot and killed 61-year-old Uber driver Lolitha Hall after both were unknowingly manipulated by the same phone scammer. The scammer called Brock, threatened his family, and told him that a woman would come to his house to collect money, while separately directing Hall to Brock's home to pick up a package, leaving her completely unaware of any danger. When Hall arrived, Brock believed she was part of the threat, pointed a gun at her, and despite her frantic attempts to explain why she was there, he shot her in the leg and then fired multiple more times, killing her, all captured on her dash cam. At trial in Ohio, Brock claimed he acted out of fear and shock, but prosecutors emphasized that Hall was an innocent victim who posed no threat. Her son delivered a heartbreaking statement at sentencing, saying she never got the chance to grow old.
She was my mother first and foremost, but she was also my best friend. She didn't get to grow old like William Brock. Instead,
And Brock was ultimately convicted of murder and sentenced to an indefinite prison term of 21 years to life.
Indefinite prison term is 21 years to life in prison.
Meaning he will likely spend the rest of his life behind bars. Southfield police say a breakthrough has been made in a gas station shooting that happened last fall, revealing it was caused by a violent confrontation between rival gangs that spiraled into a shootout and injured 2 innocent bystanders.
They're firing inside and then it transfers to outside.
The incident occurred on October 28, 2025, at a BP gas station on Southfield Road near 10 Mile, where multiple suspects, believed to be gang members who knew each other, opened fire after encountering one another, with at least 4 people involved in the exchange of gunfire. During the chaos, bullets struck people who had nothing to do with the dispute, including individuals inside the station and a passing motorist, leaving them with serious but non-fatal injuries. Authorities later arrested 3 suspects, Amaju Dozier, D'Angelo Brown, and Romello Johnson, on multiple felony charges, including assault with intent to murder and weapons offenses.
These investigations was extensive. In fact, some of these suspects figure, since they don't live in our city, that maybe they can commit a crime here and then disappear to other cities and other states.
One of the FBI's top priorities is focusing on preventing, investigating, and crushing violent crime.
While another suspect remains unidentified, and police emphasized that the violence was gang-related and endangered the broader community. Natalie Hopkins, who runs a social media page focused on paranormal investigations, recently visited the Ross House in Bear, Ohio. Built in 1895 near the Ohio River and the historic B&O Railroad, the property has long been known for intense haunting reports and now attracts visitors curious about the supernatural. She chose to explore the basement, where activity is rumored to be strongest, heading down with a few friends to try to capture proof of ghosts, until something happened that left everyone there completely shocked.
Would you give us a sign if anyone is here? Maybe one of the balls, light them up.
Right after one of her friends asks if any spirits are there and requests a sign, the back of Natalie's sweater suddenly shifts as if something grabbed and tugged on it. She instantly feels it and spins around to see what touched her, but no one is behind her. Later, she posted the clip online, describing it as a spirit captured on camera, convinced that something paranormal caused the movement. Jerry Bruce, a father known for wholesome family content, shared 2 videos that revealed something far more disturbing. On May 26, 2009, he and his wife were suddenly awakened by a strange noise in the living room. He grabbed his phone and began recording, saying they had heard a door slam shut. The footage he captured before they left the house was deeply frightening. The door handle begins to turn on its own, as if someone is trying to open it from the other side, but no one is there. Some might suggest a draft, but the second video makes that unlikely. On July 11th, 2009, while Jerry is filming his son, something deeply disturbing occurs, something with no clear explanation.
Something with no clear explanation. Something with no clear explanation. Something with no clear explanation. Something with no clear explanation. Something with no clear explanation. Something with no clear explanation. Something with no clear explanation. Something with no clear explanation. Something with no clear explanation. Something with no clear explanation. Something with no clear explanation. Something with no clear explanation. Something with no clear explanation. Something with no clear explanation. Something with no clear explanation. Something with no clear explanation. Something with no clear explanation. Something with no clear explanation. Something with no clear explanation. Something with no clear explanation. Something with no clear explanation. Something with no clear explanation. Something with no clear explanation. Something with no clear explanation. Something with no clear explanation. Something with no clear explanation. Something with no clear explanation. Something with no clear explanation. Someth
Whoa!
In the second video, the closet door slowly creaks open by itself, followed by a toy tipping over on its own, as if something inside is moving toward the child. Panicked, Jerry grabs his son and runs out of the room. Whatever was happening in that house is unclear, but the fear in the moment is undeniable. In 2016, Rusty Tucker shared a chilling video filmed at Evergreen Cemetery in Judson, Arkansas. Local legend says the spirit of a young mother who died while searching for her missing child in the early 1900s still haunts the grounds. Curious about the story, Rusty flew a drone over the cemetery at night, and what it recorded was deeply unsettling. Suddenly, a figure resembling a woman appears in a corner, as if trying to remain hidden. The moment it seems to notice the drone, it quickly disappears. Rusty Tucker believes it was the spirit of the grieving mother still searching for her child, though what it really was remains unknown. A Reddit user called SubjectBottle8902 shared a video on a ghost forum about a strange incident while working at a local courthouse. He explained that the entrance is monitored by both a metal detector and a thermal camera. About a week before filming, he noticed something unusual showing up on the thermal feed near the doorway, but when he went to check in person, nothing was there. Soon after, the same unexplained presence appeared again, and this time he was able to capture it on video.
No, it's not. I mean, I called this once right away. I was like, why?
In the footage, the thermal camera appears to pick up a human-shaped heat signature standing near the entrance. The figure seems to move slightly, and at one moment it even looks as if it is waving. The unsettling part is that when he checked the doorway directly, no one was actually there. At first, he tried to dismiss it as a reflection or a camera glitch, but the more he reviewed the video, the less ordinary it seemed. Things became even more eerie when co-workers mentioned rumors that it could be the spirit of a woman who had once been tried and sentenced to death in that courthouse. Whether that story is true or not is unknown, but the fact remains that the thermal camera detected something human-like, where no physical person was present, leaving the incident difficult to explain. Masked thieves tried to break into an HTX tactical gun store in northwest Houston overnight by using a pickup truck to ram through the front windows after scouting the building for a weak spot. The store had protective metal poles and a 24/7 armed security guard, but the suspects struck an area without barriers. When the truck crashed into the storefront, the guard inside immediately opened fire, forcing the suspects to flee.
He was able to fire at the vehicle. They took off, and about a block down the road here, they left their truck running in the middle of the street and just dumped it and left, and I guess they took off on foot. We've been broken into a few times. We've had a car completely drive in and attempted to steal firearms as well. Again, they were met with deadly force at that time as well. We've had people break windows. We've actually had cars drive in a couple times. But again, I will keep saying it. We have 24/7 armed security that's not afraid to act with deadly force.
They abandoned the still-running vehicle about a block away and escaped on foot without stealing anything. The attack, captured on surveillance cameras, caused roughly $6,000 in damage, and police are now investigating while asking the public for information. This video was recorded in 2011 by a man who woke up one night to find a stranger standing outside his house, staring directly at his bedroom window. The man wore a black hoodie with the hood up, hiding his face, and remained there for over an hour without moving. The homeowner called the police, but they never arrived. Even after morning came, the man kept returning night after night for months. Too scared to confront him, the homeowner and his partner eventually moved away, and it is unknown whether the man ever stopped coming back. An abandoned house left empty since 1972, after its owner died, became the site of a disturbing investigation fueled by local rumors that it was haunted. Levy and his friend, both paranormal investigators, entered the house at the same time but explored separate areas. Levy began speaking to a statue he referred to as Jesus, almost as if bracing himself for what might happen. Soon, unexplained noises started echoing through the building. Footsteps, movement, and even laughter. Some captured on video, but not heard in real time. At first, the sounds could have been mistaken for his friend, but he was always far away in the opposite direction. The attic turned out to be the most terrifying part, especially after a noose was found hanging there. Footage from a previous investigation at the same house revealed similar strange sounds, including a chilling voice clearly saying, "Help."
This is Jesus, I believe. I'm not 100% sure what it is. But as you can see, there's all couches here, all the furnitures. People say whoever was living here couldn't handle what was happening, so they just vanished. And this happened early in the 80s. And everything you see here is very old school, because I used to have those type of doors. I saw two when it was Christmas time. And I believe they probably left around Christmas area. Oh, that I'm going to go down later. The basement looks, it feels creepy, matter of fact. Hello, anybody here? Wow, this is all, have everything inside. I have a feeling I'm just writing to fill the page. You could tell it's old because not a lot of people write like this no more. A couple of cool stuff in here. Old cards here as well.
Yeah.
Oh. I just heard, I don't know if that was just sounded like a voice.
Yeah.
Oh. Something about this kitchen, I had to set up the camera here is because I literally kind of heard like a female voice. I am not 100% sure. I don't know. It's just kind of weird. It was like kind of like type of sound. Empty closet. She's just going up here. Go downstairs. There. It literally sounded like that somebody's coming up here as well. Hello? Anybody coming up here? Do you have a name? That was kind of weird. Wow. Ooh. I literally just heard something behind me. What was that? Hello, anybody here? Are you in front of me? I don't see any windows open, but it's cold. It is extremely cold here. Hey, yo, that is crazy. You could tell my lens is fogging up a little bit because of the cold. Yeah, basically here it's just empty rooms, undone, compared to second floor. Same structures, has the same rooms and stuff like that, so no, nothing. Oh. Oh. Whoa. What was that? Somebody's upstairs. Somebody's messing with me. Hello, anybody upstairs in the attic? just heard something noises here. Yo. See, it's happening again. Yeah, I mean, it's too cold for anyone to stay here. Or it could be a spirit or something. Is it stable? Is thing cool?
Yeah, it's kind of stable.
Oh, what was that in the back?
What the?
What was that in the back? What happened?
There's like a freaking noose right there.
No, really?
There's a freaking noose right there.
Oh no, I gotta go check that out. Yo, I literally just heard something on the hole as well too. I do want to check. Hope we can. Oh. What was that? Something's moving down there. Oh, it's that really cold wind coming through right in front of my face. Yeah, it's crazy. What was that? Sound like a chain or something. Can't really see anything in front of me. Boy, just the night vision. I want to show you how dark it is.
Was something trapped there trying to be heard, or were the investigators alone with nothing but echoes and fear? And if the house was empty, who made those sounds? A 23-year-old man named Cass, who suffers from schizophrenia, began experiencing deeply unsettling events inside his own home, claiming he repeatedly saw a blue figure standing in hallways and rooms, sometimes blocking his path. In one incident, he called paramedics after reporting that the figure was preventing him from leaving his room, but when they arrived, they found no one there. While he insisted that what he saw was real, a clock suddenly fell from the wall despite appearing securely mounted, adding to the confusion. In another recording, while Cass was talking to himself, the kitchen curtain beside him was abruptly pulled, even though no one else was present. Because he was filming, the moment was captured, making it harder to dismiss as imagination.
Say the same thing. No. Quit it. Stop bringing that up. Stop saying that. You always wait till now to say that. Bro. Alexa, light on.
past it. They're not gonna let me go past it. Somebody's there.
We're right here.
I'm telling you, somebody's at the door and they're not gonna let me go past it.
They wearing? What are they wearing?
They're wearing blue. But
Good,
someone's
good.
there and they're not gonna let me go past it. Someone's at the door.
As the incidents continued, he tried a grounding technique taught by his therapist, repeatedly closing and opening a door while focusing on where he believed the figure stood. But instead of calming the situation, the disturbances seemed to intensify. Was this the mind manifesting fear in physical ways, or something else interacting with him unseen? And if it was only hallucinations, how did objects move on their own? TikTok user D Blankers shared trail camera footage that shocked viewers, showing something crawling into view in the middle of the night. It did not look like an animal, but the figure also appeared too thin and unnatural to be a normal person. If it were human, it raises the question of why anyone would be crawling deep in the forest at that hour. What it was remains unknown. A gun store in Springfield, Fairfax County, called Dominion Defense, was broken into early in the morning when 3 suspects used a stolen truck to smash through the metal barriers and front entrance around 1:30 a.m. They grabbed 21 firearms in about 1 minute before fleeing. Police tracked them after they abandoned the truck, stole another vehicle, and drove into Maryland. 2 16-year-old suspects were arrested after a helicopter search.
16, something has gone terribly wrong in their lives for them to be committing such brazen, violent, vicious, ruthless acts like this one.
And officers recovered 13 of the stolen guns when the teens threw away a bag containing some weapons. A third suspect is still on the run, and several firearms remain missing. This was the 3rd break-in at the same store since 2023, and officials warned that stolen guns from previous incidents were later used in violent crimes, raising fears that these weapons could also be used to harm people in the community. A driver took a forest trail at night when his dashcam captured something frightening stepping out of the woods and crossing in front of the headlights. He stopped immediately, but the figure was visible only for a brief moment and appeared humanoid. After reviewing the footage, he could not explain what he saw and shared it online. Some people suggested it might be Bigfoot, while others believed it was just a person, but neither explanation convinced him. Surveillance video shows a robbery late at night at the Quick Stop in Midtown Mobile, where a thief stole a man's electric bike from the parking lot and carried it to a waiting car before driving away. The victim had arrived at the store on the e-bike, and while he was inside, the suspect loaded the bike into a vehicle, apparently planning a quick escape. The incident was captured on security cameras and later shared by authorities as they investigated the theft. A group of people was driving through a cemetery late at night and recording in case they caught something unusual. At the time, nothing seemed strange, but later, while reviewing the footage, they noticed a pale shape appearing between the tombstones that looked like a figure. After closer inspection, the illusion was traced to a smudge on the windshield, as the shifting shape moved exactly with the light across the glass. During a powerful thunderstorm in Istanbul, someone began filming the lightning from their window, already shaken by how intense the storm was. While recording, they captured something far more unsettling than the weather itself. A huge face-like shape forming in the clouds, with what looked like dark, hollow eyes staring down over the city. The video quickly spread across Turkish social media and even appeared on local news. Some people believe it shows a demonic presence or a warning sign, while others say it is simply pareidolia, the brain seeing familiar shapes like faces in random patterns. Either way, most agree the footage is deeply eerie. A man was walking through the woods on a sunny day when he noticed a large movement ahead. He lifted his camera and captured a big dark creature moving between the trees, then zoomed out to show how massive it looked compared to the surroundings. Some believe it could be Bigfoot, while others think it was just a bear, leaving the true identity unclear. While hiking in Arizona, a man saw some odd cloud formations and immediately started recording them. Puzzled by what he was seeing, he later posted the video online.
Oh, ain't that cool? Look at them clouds.
Most people said they had never seen anything like it, and some even wondered whether cloud seeding was involved. But after looking into it further, the real explanation came out. The footage showed Kelvin-Helmholtz waves, a rare type of cloud formation. These form when two layers of air move at different speeds and densities, causing the clouds to roll into wave-like shapes similar to wind moving across water. The phenomenon is named after the physicists who studied it. A Reddit user called Chosen12803 shared a video filmed by their sister in 2020 while she was working as a nurse. Most staff were occupied with quarantine patients, leaving her alone on a quiet ward during the night shift. At one point, she noticed something odd. Her hair was moving as if a breeze was blowing, even though the windows were shut and there was no air conditioning nearby. Puzzled, she began recording herself with her phone's front camera, but then spotted something in the background of the screen that made her suddenly stop in fear. Someone or something can be seen slowly peeking around the corner behind her. At first, she does not fully realize what she is looking at, but once it sinks in, she freezes. No one else is supposed to be in that part of the ward, and all the patients are asleep, so the presence makes no sense. Too scared to turn around, she keeps watching it through her phone screen until the figure suddenly vanishes. After a pause, she carefully walks down the empty hallway while still recording, but when she reaches the spot, there is nothing there. When the video was posted online, many viewers were deeply unsettled, with some saying hospitals are known for unexplained encounters and suggesting it could have been the spirit of a recently deceased patient. On the interdimensional NHI subreddit, a user called Coach Life posted a video said to be filmed in Nevada, Granada, Spain. Recorded in broad daylight, the footage shows a strange object drifting across the sky. Whether it is something truly unusual or just a normal explanation is still debated, but the clip has drawn a lot of attention online. In the video, a strange object drifts across the sky in broad daylight. Its shape looks unusual, and it moves steadily while staying clearly visible. Some viewers were impressed by how clear the footage is, while others said it could be something ordinary, like a balloon seen from far away. The upload did not include a recording date, so it is unclear when it was filmed. A woman named Joey was walking home alone at about 3 a.m. after a night out clubbing. She was intoxicated, tired, and focused only on getting home safely.
If you can hear that with this fucking banging.
Oh no.
She suddenly heard footsteps coming from behind a nearby fence. At first, it sounded like someone trailing her, but then the noise was suddenly right beside her. Terrified, she ran the rest of the way home without turning around. What caused it remains unknown, whether it was a person, something unseen, or something not human at all. This looks like a nightmare. The elevator door suddenly comes off while the elevator is moving. Movement can be seen behind where the doors should be, possibly in the shaft area, making it even more alarming. Incidents like this are extremely rare, but if they do happen, they raise serious safety concerns. There is little context about the footage, but hopefully no one was hurt. After something like this, elevators would feel far more dangerous than usual. On January 18th, 2026, a TikTok user called WonderlustCass shared nighttime security footage from outside her home. At first, the scene looks completely normal, showing a quiet yard with nothing out of the ordinary. Then, in an instant, something very unusual suddenly appears. A human-shaped shadow suddenly moves across the side of the house, even though no person is visible to cast it. It glides over the surface for a moment and then disappears just as quickly. Some viewers think it looks like a shadow figure passing through the yard, as if something unseen left a visible trace on the wall. Others suggest the camera itself could be causing the effect, since security systems at night can distort motion or blend a moving person into the background while their shadow remains visible. Whatever the cause, seeing a lifelike shadow move with no one there is enough to make the footage unsettling. Ashley noticed that her neighbors seemed to watch her whenever she left or returned home, often standing in the window and staring in her direction, which made her uneasy. She tried different ways to discourage it, even shining her headlights at the window, but the person never stopped. She shared her experience looking for advice, with some people saying the neighbor might just be curious or lonely, while others warned it could be dangerous. This clip comes from a security camera inside a young family's home, where a mother is seen asleep on the couch late at night. At the same time, her dog suddenly starts reacting to something that cannot be seen. But when the footage is replayed, a faint, transparent shape can be seen moving across the back of the room. Some viewers think it looks like a ghost. What makes it even more unsettling is that her husband was at work, and no one else was supposed to be there with her. It leaves you wondering whether the dog noticed something invisible, or if there was another reason for the strange moment. This home security footage from a kitchen shows a woman doing something when the lower part of the fridge suddenly opens and closes on its own. Startled, she turns toward it, clearly frightened, and quickly leaves the kitchen. Even after she is gone, the fridge keeps opening and closing on its own, making the moment even more unsettling. If no one was there to touch it, then what was causing it to move? This clip shows a young girl in her garage, quietly preparing her bike for what seems like a normal afternoon ride. Then, without her noticing, something strange and impossible begins happening right behind her. At first, it might seem like just another orb, but if you watch closely, it does not move like the usual ones. As it shifts around, it briefly forms a shape that looks a lot like a small child standing there. The second time it appears, it leaves a strange trail behind as it moves, then suddenly disappears. Some might say it backed off when the girl's mom came into the garage. Whatever it was, it definitely does not feel easy to explain. What do you honestly think it was? Reddit user Pelon9ATX shared 2 late-night bedroom clips from a home security camera showing something unsettling. At first, the room looks completely normal, but a dark shape can be seen moving across the small gap under the door, almost like something crouching or peeking in before quickly pulling away. In a second clip from the same camera, the same shadowy movement appears again, as if whatever is outside briefly approaches and then retreats. The uploader said there are no pets or children in the house, leaving no clear explanation. Some viewers think it resembles a small shadow figure watching the room, and seeing it happen more than once makes the situation especially disturbing. A man was putting up Christmas lights on his house when something very strange suddenly happened. The ladder suddenly shifted for no clear reason. Though the man was not seriously hurt, he later told his family he believed something unseen pulled it away from the house. He had previously said the home was haunted, but those claims were dismissed. After realizing a security camera might have recorded the incident and reviewing the footage, he became convinced that something in the house did not want him there. A family was driving down a quiet country road when one of them began filming the surroundings. Suddenly, a bright light appeared in the distance, even though there were no houses or buildings anywhere nearby. It looked like a glowing orb hovering in the middle of nowhere, almost alive. It could have been some kind of reflection, but the family was never able to explain what it was. A man was driving home one night when he noticed something strange in the sky.
Okay, leaving Barstow.
The clip he captured showed a bright, unusual object in the sky, almost like a planet with a ring around it. It could have been clouds, but the shape looked oddly precise. Another possibility is that it was caused by a sky-writing plane. Posted by Sam Allen, this nighttime clip was filmed at an Airbnb deep in the Appalachian Mountains, where the situation quickly became unsettling. He was casually recording a video for social media when he thought he noticed a dark figure moving behind a window that faced the thick forest, prompting him to pause and look closer. As he went to investigate what he saw, he failed to notice something else appearing on camera at that exact moment, a frightened face that suddenly shows up in the footage. Later, after reviewing the video carefully frame by frame at home, he immediately packed up his belongings and left the property in a hurry. Locals in that area are known to follow strict nighttime precautions, such as locking doors and avoiding answering knocks after dark, which adds to the eerie nature of the incident. This person had recently lost a close friend just a week before. What makes it even more disturbing is that earlier that morning, a recording captured something unsettling inside the friend's former home, which now stands empty and is being torn apart for renovations. With the volume up, a loud bang can be heard, followed by footsteps echoing through the space. What makes it frightening is that no one lives there. No workers were present, and nobody was supposed to be inside. It leaves a chilling question of what could have caused the noise. Simple structural sounds or something connected to the person who once lived there. While hiking about 4 miles into a remote section of the Appalachian Trail, this person noticed something strange hidden inside a tree stump. At first, it looked eerie, almost like a tiny shrine in the woods, but a commenter later explained it was actually a miniature nativity display, commonly seen in Italy during Christmas. The words "Happy Christmas" on it suggest it was likely a forgotten holiday decoration. Still, the mystery remains. Who put it there, and why leave it in such an isolated place? A man using the username Ted Gavin shared a video on TikTok of a moment that took him by surprise while driving at night. He said he was slowly cruising through a business park, searching for places to photograph his car, and everything seemed completely normal on the quiet road until something unexpected suddenly appeared.
What the freak was that? Oh my god! What the freak was that?
As Ted Gavin drives along, a completely black figure suddenly appears by the roadside, looking like a featureless silhouette. It then moves toward the car, briefly chasing it. He notices it immediately, accelerates, and speeds away, while reacting in shock. Some believe it looked unnatural, while others think it could have been a person in dark clothing. Either way, the sudden encounter on an empty road is deeply unsettling. Reddit user Bohan42069 was driving with friends back to Manila through Tanay, Rizal in the Philippines around 2 a.m. when someone noticed a thin figure standing motionless on the side of the road and managed to record it. When they looked back moments later, the figure was gone, and not everyone in the car had even seen it. After checking the footage, it did appear to be a person, but its sudden disappearance left them confused. If it really was someone, it is unclear why they would be standing there alone in the middle of the night. It shows 2 kids playing ping pong in their backyard late at night, deep in the remote Appalachian Mountains. The region is known for its dark folklore and unsettling legends, which makes the setting feel especially eerie and disturbing. A horned figure briefly appeared behind the car for a few seconds before quickly dropping out of view. It almost seemed like it revealed itself on purpose, as if it were watching them and trying to frighten them. Some people believe it could be a dark entity from another realm, while others suggest it might be a skinwalker. But the most disturbing part is not just seeing it on camera, it is the realization that it was standing only a few feet away, silently observing them for an unknown amount of time without them ever realizing it. A trail crew was working deep in the forest, far from any road, clearing a new path when one worker stepped away and heard soft whistling drifting through the trees. Thinking it was another hiker, he called out, but the sound stopped, then started again from farther downhill. That is when he saw them, two strange men in black suits with tall top hats and canes, walking calmly through the woods with no gear and no trail nearby. Startled, he ran back to the crew, and when they returned together, they also caught a glimpse of the men just before they disappeared into the trees, ignoring calls and continuing as if nothing was there. Who they were, dressed as they belonged to another era, remains unknown. This next clip was caught on a man's Ring camera late at night, and since seeing it, he says his front yard has never felt the same. The footage is brief but disturbing, turning a normal outdoor space into somewhere that feels uneasy after dark. The movement starts near the edge of the frame and moves unusually. It does not drift like dust or scatter like a bug, but keeps a clear, compact shape as it glides forward before fading away. In the background, a faint voice that sounds like a little girl can be heard saying, "We're here." The footage was recorded around 3 a.m., when no child would normally be outside. If the voice is real, it raises the question of what moved across the yard that night, and how many were there. Reddit user professional_self296 was hiking in Nevada when he came across something strange in the middle of nowhere. A tree completely covered in shoes. Some looked modern, while others appeared extremely old, possibly from the late 1800s or early 1900s. Over time, it has turned into a roadside landmark where passing drivers stop to throw more shoes onto it, though how it started and why it continued remain unknown. This security camera briefly captured something unusual, a strange shadow that does not appear human at all. The footage shows this odd shape passing by, moving in a way that does not match what you would expect from a person. The unsettling part is that nothing else in the video explains where the shadow came from or what could have caused it. The camera picked up movement in the backyard, and for a brief moment, a strange figure appeared between the lights and the tree shadows. What makes it especially unsettling is not just its presence, but its appearance. It does not resemble a person or any known animal. Something was clearly moving through the garden while the family slept peacefully inside, completely unaware. About 15 years ago, a hiker took a photo at the summit of a mountain he had just climbed, and at first, nothing seemed unusual. Later, while showing the pictures to his family, he noticed a strange figure partially hidden behind a tree in the shadows. He said he did not remember seeing anyone else at the top, which is odd since it would be hard to miss someone in such an open place. Who or what was standing behind that tree remains unclear. Two men were hiking on the Appalachian Trail when a routine break suddenly turned threatening. An aggressive man approached them, and despite their attempts to de-escalate the situation, he refused to calm down.
This whole thing is a united country, and north and south.
They were deep in the trail with no help nearby, so they used the only thing they had to protect themselves. When the man kept coming toward them, they sprayed him with pepper spray and got away fast. It is hard not to wonder how much worse it could have been if they had not been carrying it. A Facebook user crashed his truck and took a photo of the damage after getting home around 2:45 a.m., not noticing anything strange at the time. The next day, when he sent the picture to a friend, the friend asked who was sitting in the passenger seat. Confused, he looked again and saw a strange shape in the window that resembled a face with a raised hand, possibly holding something like a gun. He insisted he had been alone and nothing inside the truck could explain it, and the image still unsettles him. On Reddit, a user called Ecstatic Dingo 4128 shared a video on the UFOS subreddit that he said was filmed by his girlfriend from her apartment in Chicago around 11 a.m. She is looking out toward the lake as a storm moves through, with strong winds blowing snow and clouds racing across the sky. From the very beginning of the clip, something unusual is already visible. A round, orb-like object can be seen floating in the sky, and what stands out most is how steady it looks. Even as strong winds whip snow around, the object moves slowly and smoothly. The uploader first thought it might be something ordinary like a bag or balloon, but his girlfriend said it seemed to move against the wind and shifted in different directions, up, down, and sideways. Some viewers think its shape resembles the orb-type aerial phenomena reported in other sightings. Whatever it was, seeing a perfectly round object drifting calmly through a storm left the witnesses with no clear explanation. There is a TikTok trend using the audio "Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday" that is usually funny, but one video has left people unsettled. In it, 2 black cats are running wildly around the house as usual. At first, it seems normal, but one cat suddenly bolts from a doorway, followed by the second. As the second cat runs toward the door, it briefly looks as if something invisible lifts it into the air, with one hind leg drawn upward despite nothing being there. The moment lasts only a second, but viewers noticed it on replay. People online are divided, with some calling it a glitch and others saying it looks paranormal. A woman had recently set up a motion detecting camera in her basement as a precaution, even though nothing unusual had ever happened there. One day, when no one was home, she suddenly received a motion alert from the basement. Since no one had gone downstairs, it immediately felt unsettling. Curious, she opened the footage to see what triggered the camera. At first, she assumes the small white object moving across the floor is just a dryer sheet since the washer and dryer are nearby. But that idea quickly falls apart because there is no airflow in the sealed basement to move it. In the end, it is not the movement that scares her most, but the sound captured in the recording. Faint, deliberate footsteps echo through the basement, something that should not be there in an empty house. She insists no one was home when the footage was recorded. If that is true, then what exactly triggered the camera in the first place? At 3 a.m., a hiker walking through the woods came across something unsettling, a tree with various objects deliberately hanging from its branches. It appeared to be an offering tree, where items are left as symbols or ritual markers. Finding something like this alone in the forest at night was deeply unnerving. The hiker did not stay long and left without touching anything, but the sight stayed with them afterward. A man starts filming after noticing several unsettling details that make the house feel off. He expected it to be quiet, but his dog is roaming free even though he always leaves it chained at night, and the chain is still in place. The bathroom light is on, even though he remembers turning it off, and the TV is running as if someone had been there. Shaken by how many things seem wrong, he pulls out his phone to record everything.
Mi casa, plebes. Lo primero que veo es mi perro suelto, plebes, sentado tranquilo, plebes. El baño con la luz prendida que yo siempre cuando me voy dejo apagado, plebes. Y lo que más miedo me da, plebes, es que la tele está apagada. Si yo cuando me fui, plebes, vi que estaba prendida. Y esto es lo que me está dando mucho miedo, plebes, saber que las cosas no están como yo las dejo.
As he points out each detail, something else happens that many people miss at first. The cross on the wall to the right appears to move on its own. Some think there could be normal explanations, like the dog getting loose or something not being secured properly, while others say there were too many strange things happening at once to ignore. Another possibility is that someone entered the house while he was gone and left unnoticed. The man insists everything was normal when he left, leaving the question of what actually happened that night. In 2017, 25-year-old David O'Sullivan from County Cork, Ireland, set out to hike the entire Pacific Crest Trail, a 2,650-mile route from the US-Mexico border to Canada. He began on March 22nd and planned to finish in 6 months, traveling alone through remote wilderness. Unlike most hikers, he did not carry a working phone, relying instead on a Kindle with Wi-Fi to email his family when possible. On April 6th, he stayed at a lodge in Idlewild, California, near the dangerous San Jacinto Mountains, and told his family he was returning to the trail. When he left, he forgot his charger, cutting off his only communication. He never showed up to a planned meeting the following month and was reported missing in July. Authorities confirmed he returned to the trail heading north. But despite extensive searches, no trace of him has ever been found. His family has continued searching for answers, hoping at least for closure about what happened to him. This video takes place in a reportedly haunted hospital where legend says the spirit of a young girl who died there still wanders the halls. One night, staff working a late shift in the cafeteria experienced something that deeply unsettled them.
Ay, no, nomás nos están asustando. Yo quiero llorar. Foto, ya está grabando. ¿Estoy grabando?
Ya deja de jugar, niña.
Ay, no, Daniel, ya había miedo.
Pequeña.
No.
Pequeña, que estamos jugando. Mira.
Ya se fue para allá. Se abrieron las de allá. Se abrieron las dos. ¿Quién se salió? A lo mejor. Ay, no. Nunca me asusto. Nunca me asusto. Y ahora. No, ya.
¿Qué necesitas, pequeña?
¿Ocupas algo?
Pequeña.
The night staff is familiar with the story of a small ghost said to haunt the hospital. One night, they watch in fear as the cafeteria's automatic doors repeatedly open and close on their own. As the doors shut, a small dark figure can be seen passing by on the other side. Whether it was something ordinary or something far more unsettling remains unknown. In the summer of 1996, Sheila Kearns was working at Mount Rainier National Park, living and working near the historic Paradise Inn. She was last seen during a normal evening with co-workers, and nothing seemed unusual at the time. But after that night, she vanished without a trace, her belongings were left behind, and there was no sign she planned to leave. Search teams combed the vast wilderness for weeks with no results. Months later, human remains were discovered inside the park and identified as hers, and authorities ruled her death a homicide. To this day, the case remains unsolved, leaving many questions unanswered. A man staying at a hotel in Guanajuato, Mexico, came across something deeply unsettling in his room, the kind of sight that would terrify anyone. Take a careful look at what he managed to capture on camera.
No van a creer el momento o detalle que nos acaba de suceder en un hotel en Guanajuato. Si se dan cuenta, es una habitación normal, una habitación normal, pero lo extraño es este espejo. Ustedes dirán que es un espejo normal, pero al acercarse van a notar que está esta cerradura y al abrirla hay una puerta y hay un compartimiento en la parte de atrás donde puede ir uno al fondo y se ve otra puertita al fondo. Miren. Y el espejo se puede ver de allá para acá. Imagínense si estuvieran ustedes aquí en un cuarto normal de un hotel en Guanajuato y les pasa algo así. Cuéntenme qué hubieran hecho ustedes.
That goes far beyond just being creepy. Some people believe certain mirrors can hide secret spaces or passages where someone could watch from the other side without being noticed. The idea that someone might be quietly observing from behind the mirror while normal things are happening in the room is deeply disturbing, as if a person could be standing in the darkness just inches away, watching every move without being detected. In February 1999, 3 women vanished while visiting Yosemite National Park after traveling from Arkansas to California for a vacation. When they failed to return home, concern quickly turned into alarm. Their rental car was later found burned in a remote area, with the bodies of Carol and Sylvina inside the trunk, while Julie's body was discovered weeks later at a separate location. The case shocked the nation. The man responsible was Cary Stainer, a handyman at the Cedar Lodge near the park, who appeared quiet and unremarkable to those around him. Months later, another woman, a park naturalist, was murdered inside the park, and the similarities between the crimes intensified the investigation. Stainer later confessed to all 4 murders and was convicted. His background added to the chilling nature of the case, as his younger brother had been famously kidnapped as a child and held captive for years before escaping. In 2002, Stainer was sentenced to death, and the killings left a lasting scar on a place known for its beauty and peace. Jose is exploring a reportedly haunted hospital around 6:40 in the morning, a time when it should be completely quiet. As he records, steady movement can be heard from deeper inside the building, sounding deliberate, as if something were shifting or walking. He stops to listen, and then the noise suddenly stops, leaving behind an eerie silence.
Shit away.
A moment later, he slowly points the camera down a hallway, and something strange appears. A pale, mist-like shape moves across from one side to the other. Almost immediately after, a door at the far end suddenly slams shut. There is no visible person and no sign of wind, making the moment feel unsettling. After capturing this, Jose does not stay much longer and soon leaves the hospital. A Reddit user shared that when her daughter, Olivia, was very young, she often talked to imaginary friends in the hallway and pretended to film YouTube videos in front of the mirror. One afternoon, when Olivia was 5, she was at home with her mother, playing with a phone and taking random pictures. Later, while looking through the photos, her mom suddenly noticed something unsettling. In one image, a faint, gray, almost transparent shape appeared in the hallway. It looked like a man's face staring directly at Olivia, even though no one else should have been in the house. It could have been a smudge on the mirror, but then why did it show up in only that single photo? That question left them wondering if something unexplained was happening in their home. A family trip in the mountains became a nightmare when 6-year-old Darius McDougal vanished near a campsite south of Crow's Nest Pass, Alberta, on September 21st, 2025. He had been helping clean up with other children during a gathering, then suddenly disappeared. Massive search efforts involving helicopters, drones, dogs, and hundreds of volunteers combed the rugged forest and waterways for days, covering large areas but finding no trace. After 11 days, officials called off the ground search, saying survival was unlikely, though no evidence of abduction or foul play was found. His family stayed near the last place he was seen, hoping for answers, but his disappearance remains unsolved. A mother named Lauren and her daughter have been dealing with something really disturbing in their home. Late at night, they keep hearing unexplained footsteps, soft knocking, and other strange noises throughout the house. It's been happening so often that the family is starting to believe something paranormal might actually be going on.
It's just really weird. We just heard. What did you hear? Oh, you heard. I just heard knocking coming all the way down the hallway.
But I heard footsteps too.
You heard footsteps? Is that what it was? I heard that too.
The unsettling activity keeps happening night after night. One evening, while Lauren is alone in the kitchen, a sudden, strange sound shatters the quiet. Feeling nervous, she grabs her phone and starts recording, hoping to catch evidence of whatever has been causing these disturbing incidents in their otherwise peaceful home.
Sarah, did you say you wanted a snack? You said you wanted a snack? Okay. You heard that? No, it sounded like that noise you heard earlier.
As she keeps recording, something truly chilling occurs. A faint, eerie voice with no clear source suddenly echoes through the house. To this day, Lauren and her daughter still have no explanation for what is happening in their home. After hearing the unexplained voice and the ongoing disturbances, they believe something unseen may be haunting the house. Back in 2023, an explorer named Antonio Park set out to investigate a long-abandoned hospital in Lima, Peru, hidden deep in the woods far from any homes. Late at night, he and a friend walk through the dark, dusty hallways while recording their exploration. As they pass a locked room, they notice movement inside through the small window in the door. Antonio leans in but cannot see clearly, so he lifts his phone, shines the flashlight through the glass, and starts filming to reveal what is inside.
Oye, Ivonne, te lo juro que yo... Mira, en la esquina derecha, ven los ojos. ¿Qué mierda? Oye, ¿qué es eso, concha su madre? Oye, la mierda, huevón, mi cuerpo. ¿Qué es esa mierda? No sé, huevón, mi cuerpo está aquí. Ay, concha su madre. A la mierda, hermano, qué loco. Oye, ¿qué es eso, huevón? Sí, huevón. Ya deja de grabar, concha. Oye, ¿qué es eso, hermano? ¿Qué es eso? A la mierda, gente, huevón.
Antonio suddenly spots something disturbing, what appears to be a pair of glowing eyes staring straight back at him from inside. The eyes do not move, as if something is silently watching from the darkness. Not wanting to get any closer, he and his friend decide to leave immediately, taking the footage with them. Whatever was behind that locked door was never identified, and may still be inside the building. Alex filmed this at an empty house where he keeps his motorcycle while he is at work. One night, he went there to pick up his bike, and that is when the strange events began.
¡Hey! No es divertido. ¿Escuchan eso? ¡Hey, güey! Uy. Son mis nervios, son mis nervios. ¡Hey! Ese bote estaba prendido. No, ya vamos, ya. No, es que... hay que dejar. Déjale abrir el portón, güey. Ey.
Escuchen como si hubiera corrido.
Allá, pero en esta casa les dicen que hay cosas en los cuartos, escuchan cosas raras siempre dicen, pero pues no, güey, creo que no. Tengo miedo, pero vamos a ver qué sale aquí. No, es que la neta estoy dando más de miedo, güey. No, el chile ya mejor me voy, güey. No te pases de lanza. Está la bella cosa. ¿Quién está ahí? Soy policía y estoy armado. ¿Qué dicen? ¿Subo? Ya mejor me voy. La vida una, vamos a ver qué pedo. ¡Hey! Esto no es divertido. ¿Escuchan eso? ¡Hey, güey! Uy. Son mis nervios, son mis nervios. ¡Hey! Ese voto estaba prendido. No, ya vamos, ya. No, es que... hay que dejar. Déjale abrir el portón, güey. Ey.
Escuche como si hubiera corrido.
Esto no es divertido, ¿eh? Oh, ya. ¿Quién está aquí? Manifiéstate. Manifiéstate en este momento por el nombre de Jesús. Creo que se me ha pronunciado los pecados, ahora también. Me voy. Ok, ey. No, ya.
It felt as if something was trailing him, moving objects around just to frighten him. This kind of activity is often associated with restless spirits, entities believed to be trying to get attention or signal that they are still present. An abandoned school in Managua, Nicaragua, became the workplace of a night security guard named Angelo, who was hired to protect valuable items left inside after the building had been deserted for over a year. The location carried a dark history, as the land was believed to have been used during the Nicaraguan civil conflict, with reports that soldiers' bodies were buried nearby or even beneath the grounds. During his night shifts, Angelo began experiencing disturbing incidents, including seeing a dark hand peeking from a distant room window and a door moving back and forth on its own. In the same room, a shadowy figure was once seen pressing its head against the glass as if watching from inside.
¿Qué es eso que se escucha? ¿Qué es eso que se escucha? Bueno. Hola siempre. Puta gente. Me están asustando, gente. Miren esto, gente. Lo voy a dejar aquí. Voy a dejar aquí el teléfono. Miren esa ventana que está semiabierta, gente. No despeguen la vista. Te lo juro que estoy solo. Mira, ahí se estaba asomando alguien hace rato y me estaban cerrando la puerta. Yo creí, bueno, lo voy a poner zoom. Yo creí que era algo, un perro o algo así, pero miren, no creo que sea un perro. Miren. Miren. ¡Oh, puta! Ahí está, gente. Mira. Dios santo. Mira. Y parece que sabe que lo estoy viendo. Por eso no he salido de hace rato. Mira cómo cierra la puerta. Mira. Pues la 100 puta, no te creo, mae. No, yo me voy de aquí. O llamo a la jefa o llamo a mi papá, pero yo me voy de aquí. Voy a apagar la luz porque si hay alguien ahí ya debe saber que estoy aquí. Entonces voy a apagar la luz. Ahí está. Paranormal, algunas son más bien sospechas de algún ladrón. Esto antes fue un centro tecnológico donde le daban clases a personas, pues sabes, venían aquí las personas y recibían clases y pues básicamente quedó abandonado pues por razones que yo no entiendo, pero todo esto estaba lleno de computadoras y todas las aulas también de otras cosas, pues no sé, reparadores de mecánica o qué sé yo, no sé. Y pues este es el lugar por donde yo inicio, de aquí es donde yo inicio. Aquella puerta que ven allá, no sé si la pueden ver desde aquí. Esa puerta que está allá, que probablemente se vaya a abrir. ¿Ves? Ahí está, sabía yo, siempre a esta hora se abre. Esa puerta es donde me estaba apareciendo la otra cosa del video anterior. Una carita que salía y salía. Ahí está, ahí está, ahí está, ahí está, ahí está, ahí está. ¡Oh, puta! Movió mi torre de control. Bueno, gente, por eso les digo que yo siempre me gusta estar cerca de mi torre de control. Y esta sería la última aula que reviso en el rondín. Como pueden ver, pues está un poco descuidada porque aquí han guardado las cosas que el colegio antes usaba. Me escuché algo, pero no sé qué fue. Bueno, fue la 100 puta. Uy, fue la 100 puta. No joda. Ojalá que lo haya grabado. Ojalá que lo haya grabado.
The most terrifying moment occurred when a figure appeared to be walking along the railing directly above him, where no one should have been. Was someone secretly inside the abandoned building, or was something else lingering in a place marked by violence and loss? And if the school was truly empty, who was watching him from the darkness? On March 30th, 2019, Mike Webster's filming day took an unexpected turn. While shooting a parkour video, he jumped across rooftops and explored old structures. He stumbled upon an abandoned building with maze-like halls and rooms. Inside, it was quiet, just dust and half-finished walls echoing his footsteps. But then, something changed. He moved cautiously, trying to figure out who was there, and soon spotted a man sitting on the floor, looking like he'd been living in the abandoned place for a while. Mike, unsure of what to do, grabbed a small brick for some protection and kept moving. But as soon as he aimed the camera at the man, the guy stood up. Without thinking, Mike ran, with the man chasing him. He sprinted through the hallways, jumping over rooftops until he finally made it out, realizing how much bigger the place felt when he was trying to escape. It was one of those unexpected moments you don't plan for, reminding him that abandoned spots aren't always as empty as they seem. On July 7th, 2025, YouTuber Shadow Hollow set out alone on a night hike through a dense, remote forest. What began as routine content for his channel quickly turned into something far more unsettling.
That.
He suddenly stopped when he heard something strange coming from deep in the trees. Low, echoing sounds that didn't make sense. Then, two glowing eyes appeared in the darkness, fixed on him. The noises grew closer, and he decided to leave. But before he could, whatever it was burst into a run, charging straight toward him. Shadow Hollow didn't stay to find out what it was. He ran, made it back to his car, and drove off. Whatever was in that forest that night was never identified, but the experience stayed with him. On April 4th, 2025, the creator and his partner visited a house that had been untouched since 2022, and what they found was both fascinating and unsettling. The house once belonged to Miss Kay, a woman who spent much of her life traveling through Europe, visiting countries like Italy, Greece, and France. She later taught French in New England, but in July 2022, she passed away, leaving the house and all her belongings exactly as they had been, frozen in time. The main floor felt like a little museum, with books and travel souvenirs filling the shelves, and small traces of her cat scattered around. Vintage lamps, globes, and handmade models offered a glimpse into the life she'd lived and the places she'd visited.
There's like a world map of Europe from France. How old would that be? Let's check Germany. Oh, this is old. Empire of Austro-Hungary. I'm sure she used these a lot. And all these drawers, they're just full of things. Don't want to look too much through this stuff. Just, I got both my hands full anyways. But there's just so much stuff here, guys. Her passports, all her information, cards, it's all still there. We also have like a projector back there. She probably played some films she took. I wonder what kind of films are on here. I wish I could have some more time to look through this. And I just realized the bed is like very brown. It's very possible she passed away on this bed, come to think of it. Unless her cats got on here afterwards. I don't know. That's very strange to me. I just realized that. Oh, that's weird. That's like hair. Maybe from an animal, though. Oh, what? Wait a second. The floor is like discolored in this one area for some reason. I don't know why. Oh my gosh. Wait, it's like there's like nowhere else on the floor that it's discolored like this. This might have been the spot that she... Oh, that's terrible. Holy cow. So that just must have happened right here. Whoa. Oh, dude. She totally passed away here. That's like for the hazmat crew. Somebody left their shoe behind. Oh, there's another one. Oh, jeez. Get me out of here.
The room was filled with candles, books, and personal belongings, offering a quiet glimpse into Miss Kay's life, which had been left unnoticed for days. As the creator explored, it was clear how organized and meticulous she had been. Despite the many items, everything was in its proper place, and the house, though abandoned, still held a sense of order. Her passion for books, travel, and unique collections was apparent in every room. By the time the creator left, the house remained still, like a snapshot frozen in time. It reflected a life of adventure, curiosity, and dedication, but also served as a gentle reminder of solitude and the inevitable passage of time. On March 30th, 2025, YouTuber Urbex Ontario ventured into an abandoned farmhouse from the 1800s in the Ontario wilderness. The Gothic-style house was located on neglected farmland and seemed unremarkable from the outside.
Jeez, I don't even know how to get through all this junk here. Ugh. Maybe it'll be thinner over here by these trees. Here's the other side of the house. Sorry about this, guys, but like, as you can see, this yard has not been mowed in a long time. Pretty nice old farmhouse. It is kind of creepy looking, though. I will give it that. Oh my gosh, stuff is so hard to walk through.
Inside, many original features were still intact. The house had 1940s kitchen cabinets, peeling vintage wallpaper, and antique car calendars from 2008 to 2011, indicating that it was abandoned more recently than it looked.
All right, right away brings us into the kitchen. Very old, like 1940s cabinets for sure. That door goes outside. Wow, guys, look at this wallpaper. That's crazy. We got some calendars here. Some antique cars and stuff. I see 2008 and 2011, 2009. So 2011 is the newest I've seen. Look at the poster there. Jimmy's. Super retro wallpaper. Very dark in here now with all these windows boarded up. Here's the fridge.
The property also had several barns and storage sheds in advanced stages of structural decay.
Creepy sky. I kind of like the sky like that though. It's good for photos. What was that noise? What is that? Did you guys hear that? I don't know. Must have just been the wind. So this is definitely going to be your workshop. Look at the old ice box. Interesting. Head right across here. Yeah, this is also like a garage. I guarantee this guy had like antique cars in here because look, there's pictures of old cars everywhere in the house.
As he explored the surrounding area, he came across the remains of a collapsed barn foundation. It was here that he made his most unsettling discovery.
Yeah. All right, let's check out the barn. We're gonna go in around the side here. Another smaller barn there. Yeah, so I'll show you guys what I'm talking about here.
2 real gravestones were partially exposed in the collapsed, unstable ground. Their placement suggested a small family cemetery on the property, made more concerning by the unsafe terrain and nearby decay.
The area where the barn foundation gave away, and all this earth has caved in, and there's literally 2 tombstones right there. That is really creepy. So this all used to be filled in, and that ground gave away and all collapsed into the basement of the barn. And these are tombstones. I don't really want to show the name on it, but like it literally says when they everything. So yeah, those are real gravestones. I don't know if somebody was buried here or what's going on because the ground's collapsed. I don't see like a coffin down there or anything. But I don't know, guys. That's really creepy. That's really strange. I guess we'll go in the barn. That definitely makes it more creepy. Wow, this place has seen better days. Completely collapsing there. Guys, this is not safe, like, at all. Look at this floor in here. Yeah, I'm not going any farther. I'm not risking my life falling through a floor.
Realizing the increasing danger from the collapsing barn and unstable ground, the explorer decided not to go any further. The risk of getting trapped or injured in such a remote area was too great to keep documenting the site. Urbex Ontario is a channel that explores abandoned and forgotten places, mostly in Ontario, Canada, with occasional trips to other countries. On December 14, 2025, the creator ventured into a long-neglected mausoleum in the middle of a still active cemetery. The building showed signs of years of neglect, with broken glass and debris scattered on the floor. Some tombs were damaged, and fluids leaked from others, a dark reminder of the site's former purpose. Although the building was falling apart, the service chairs remained in place. Nearby, a small office once used for storage was equally abandoned and disorganized.
Because there's more burials outside. You can see here the entire roof is completely caved in. And I probably shouldn't be standing here. This seems kind of unsafe. Yeah, it's literally completely collapsed. They pushed a lot of the bricks and stuff down there.
As the creator walked around to the back of the property, they uncovered something much more unsettling.
The back of the office. But guys, take a look at what we found here. In this tarp, there's all these bones. Are these human bones? I don't know. There's a bunch of like rib bones. They're everywhere. Like these look like human bones. I don't know for sure, but it sure looks like it. And these were like wrapped up in a tarp back here. Like, that's so strange. There's a piece of like a spine.
As the explorer moved through the office building, he came across piles of old boxes, broken windows, and graffiti. But there was more. He found papers containing cemetery documentation, burial certificates, and various administrative forms. The walls were covered in filth, with peeling wallpaper and crude marks scratched across every surface. It felt as though the building was slowly falling apart on its own. Despite the eerie atmosphere, Urbex Ontario remained focused on documenting the site. This exploration of the abandoned mausoleum was both fascinating and unsettling, providing a rare glimpse into a place decaying faster than anyone could preserve it. An old, rusty jail built in 1876 is rumored to be heavily haunted, with locals claiming sightings of a ghostly girl in the attic, objects mysteriously disappearing, and people getting scratched inside certain cells. Several sheriffs reportedly died while working there, adding to its dark reputation. During an investigation, a man named Ian entered the building and attempted to communicate with whatever might be present, after which strange noises began. Footsteps, objects shifting, chairs creaking, and other unexplained sounds. As he moved toward the basement, his confidence quickly faded, and he became visibly frightened, struggling to even look around corners. Near one of the jail rooms, he was suddenly shoved by an unseen force, ending the encounter on a disturbing note.
Is there anybody in here?
I was completely alone.
Sheriff?
However, I did not feel alone.
If there's anybody in this jail, and you can hear my voice, could you come talk to me? Could you sit at one of these chairs? How about this one, right across from me? Could you pull it out? But they say that somehow you're still here.
Holy dude. Dude, those were footsteps. Holy.
They were walking in that room over there. Dude, that literally came from back there. Sound like it was over here.
I could have been walking across this floor. My heart is racing already, and I just started. Whoa, what the? Okay, Ed, I feel like you were definitely in here. What the heck was that? That was so weird. What the heck? Dude, that literally sounded like somebody was in there. No way, dude. Again! Again! Dude, there's weird sounds going on in there. Every time I walk out, it happens. That's twice. That can't be like a coincidence. It sounded like paper almost. Are there any prisoners down here? This is where they kept the worst of the worst. Bro. Would you go down there? I don't think any sane person would. Whoa, 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 what did I just see? What did I just see? I just seen something on the ground. Holy. It didn't look like a person though. Little person, could you come out again? Oh. Holy moly. Could you show yourself? Just like you did? The shadows on the walls make it look like there's somebody peeking from this corner, but... Another corner. Oh God. Oh my God. It is so scary down here. Oh. Dude, what if it snatches my arm? Okay. I hear you. He's got to be down here. Oh. 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 Dude, a rock just got thrown at me. I don't like that. I don't like stuff getting thrown at me. I do not like it. Okay, okay, I'm done. Who's behind the disappearing slipper? Because I'm not gonna lie, that's one of the strangest things I've ever heard. Are you a female spirit? What is your name? Did you once live here? Oh, what the? What the heck was that? Dude, something just hit me on the freaking head. What the heck was that? Whoa. What? Is that a ring? Oh my God. Dude, I just got hit in the head with a freaking ring. Oh, I dropped it. Where did it go? Where'd it go? Okay, I'm genuinely lost. I don't know where this thing went. Dude, I just heard a woman. Okay, I'm going up, I'm going up. All right, screw the ring. I'm going up here. Hello? Hello? I just heard somebody. Oh, dude, I almost fell. I just heard somebody up here. Hello? Ma'am? Did you throw a ring at me? It's okay. I'm not mad. I just want to know why. Why'd you throw it? If that was you, could you do that again? Were you hung here? Were you executed here? Dude. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. Dude, that thing is swaying back and forth. I can't believe that. Dude, it's literally just started swaying back and forth. Dude, now it's slowing down. Oh my god! Dude, my light is dying. I can't stay up here. I can't. I can barely see. My freaking flashlight's dying too. Alright. I've had enough. I'm sorry, little girl. Thank you.
I captured this unexplained mist in the cell where a bank robber had once hung himself. Whoa. I just got like a mist-like thing on here. Wait a minute. I think this is the cell where he committed suicide.
Was that you I just seen?
In the photo taken afterward, it is completely gone.
No, there's nothing in that one.
I receive an intelligent response to one of my questions on the voice recorder. What's interesting about this response is that the bank robber told the police that he would confess the following morning. It is that very morning he would be found dead in his cell.
Hello? What the was that? Oh my god. Oh. I've had enough. Oh. That was in this cell. That was in here. What the heck was that? Whoa. Wait a minute. What the? Look at, dude, holy, something destroyed that cell. Holy, dude, this whole cell is destroyed. Did I make you angry? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to piss you off.
Was it truly something paranormal, or just fear and imagination taking over in a place filled with dark history? And if nothing was there, what pushed him? This footage was recorded inside an old school by a man working the night shift. After everyone leaves, he walks the halls, checks classrooms, and makes sure everything is locked. During one shift, he heard clear sounds coming from a bathroom down the hall, running water and movement, like someone was inside. He waited, expecting someone to come out, but no one did. After several minutes, he went in to check, and what he found was unsettling.
Puta madre. Ahora no lo saqué. Mi trabajo es checar que ya no haya nadie. Pagar todo y cerrar todo. Es una escuela. Una escuela de noche. En Estados Unidos, que tiene muchos años esta escuela ya. Es una escuela muy viejita.
A common explanation would be old plumbing or pressure issues, but in a building that should have been empty, it didn't feel like a malfunction. It felt more like a routine repeating itself, as if it never truly ended. On November 8, 2025, paranormal investigators Joe and Elliot from the channel Ghost Theory carried out an investigation in an abandoned farmhouse in the English countryside. The property had recently been put up for sale, and knowing it could soon be renovated or occupied, the investigators decided to examine the house one last time. After entering, they began hearing strange noises echoing through the aging structure. To monitor the environment, they set up cameras around the building and began their investigation by quietly listening for any movements or disturbances.
It's just the window rattling in the wind.
Yeah.
It's just handy, isn't it? I think this is the room with the most left in it, I think. It's still quite picturesque.
It is literally the window rattling as well. It's like the window's about to come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see it.
I can hear it. I can really hear it now.
We have already the yes-no prism, or the I don't know what they call it. At the moment it's just doing temperature, so temperature's just gone up apparently.
Seems unlikely.
It does seem unlikely, but it keeps going up and down apparently. Otherwise you've got a beautiful mattress.
What's that thumping? It wasn't thumping a minute ago. That wasn't happening a minute ago.
Strong winds caused noises that resembled paranormal activity, prompting the investigators to secure a rattling window to minimize interference. Despite this, they continued to hear thumping sounds, door slams, and footsteps echoing through empty rooms.
Oh, this is going to be quite difficult, but interesting.
It like it copied me.
It sounded like it was downstairs, like a door slamming downstairs, but... God, it's so windy.
Do you know, it wasn't that windy when we got, when we were driving here at all. It's literally just picked up within the last 10 minutes.
Yeah. We're going to have to do something about that window.
Right, that one. Stop it, won't it?
During the investigation, one electronic device suddenly malfunctioned. At the same time, one investigator reported seeing a brief light in the darkness resembling a pair of eyes.
Oh man. I've just seen light up against the wall.
Yeah, there's someone right there.
Where?
Someone has I've literally just seen reflection of the eyes right in front of the car. I promise you.
In front of the car?
In front of the car there were light. There's like
not.
cat's
There's
eyes.
literally no one there.
I promise you. Like, on my life I've just seen lights there. It's like someone walked behind the driver's side around the front. Anyone at all?
No, literally nothing. God, this is really freaking me out now.
Yeah. It was two eyes. It was like the cat's eyes. But it was... That was so clear. I thought literally someone was checking us out then. You know what I mean? It's like almost like the reflection of someone's glasses.
But that's just weird now, because we've now heard what sounds like talking outside.
They later used the East method with a hexbox device, where one investigator wore headphones while the other asked questions, hoping to receive potential responses.
Or anyone in this building. We're wondering if you're able to use this device just down here that Elliot is using. Maybe you could speak through it somehow. I'm going to ask some questions and maybe you could give your responses through that device. We're not sure how it works, but it has been potentially proven to work. But we would like some actual proof. So, first of all, Can you just tell us your name? Can you speak through this device and tell us your name? I'm actually going to go through here a bit, so just to make sure he definitely can't hear me. But I obviously need to be able to hear him. If you were the person walking around in this room that I'm in, can you tell us your name through the device that Elliot is holding?
No. Find out on the next time. It's a bad connection.
Find out next time, is that?
Using this method, they made contact with a spirit named Rose, who indicated that something tragic had happened to her and seemed to warn them against entering a particular bedroom.
It's here, isn't it? Something happened to you in this room. Is this your room, Rose?
A little.
So your name is Rose?
Mother.
Okay. Every time we hear something, generally it always seems like it's in the other bedroom.
Yes.
You just don't want us to go in there.
Despite several attempts to provoke more activity, the investigation was constantly disrupted by the strong wind, which interfered with their equipment and made it hard to differentiate genuine paranormal events from natural environmental noise. Was the farmhouse truly haunted, or was the environment playing tricks on them? This unsettling photo was taken at a young girl's birthday party. In the background, a faint image of a tall woman can be seen. Her lower body looks more defined, while her neck and head appear blurred, almost incomplete. No one at the party noticed anything strange at the time, yet the photo revealed a shadowy presence. What should have been a joyful moment was turned into a disturbing mystery. On January 13th, 2024, the YouTube channel Ranger Rick TV released a video featuring an abandoned house, thought to have been left around 2013. Inside, the house still held belongings from the family, with several items linked to a young boy named Nikolai, whose sudden disappearance remained unexplained. Neighbors had little to no knowledge about the family. The house was mostly unchanged, with personal items still in place, indicating the family may have left unexpectedly. Among the items were Nikolai's school ID, a driver's license, and handwritten love notes from girls.
The boy just disappeared with everything left behind. The only trace of evidence I can find in his house that made sense was the boy Nikolai. I found his school ID, driver's license, love notes from his girlfriends, and a letter from Grandma that said this: I was happy to get your letter and hear that you're loving life in St. Louis. Thank you for sending us your grades. I knew you were doing very well, but I'm very sad that I have not seen you since Mindy and I came for your prom and haven't talked in all this time. I think we all need to ask ourselves, why is that? Don't you? Somehow, we need to put a little bit more effort into seeing people who are important to us. And you are one of those people. Ben, myself, and Mindy really miss you a lot. You are a huge part of our life, and then it just ended. It's very sad, but hopefully we can look past that. I'm just letting you know you are missed. I'm happy to hear that you are doing well, and I can't believe you're a junior in college. I do hope working in a nursing home is only a stepping stone.
Despite being abandoned for over a decade, some areas of the house still had working electricity, and a few appliances were still running.
This door right here, and this is what it would feel like and see like coming in through that front door. So I'm going to give you a full tour, and here we go, starting now. This is truly a masterpiece. The only bad thing is there are lights, they're just not enough lights. We do have power to this place, and as you walk in, you can tell this place is frozen in time. One of the first things you see is crossbows laying on this chair right here. Look at that. The power is running. It looked like somebody just left yesterday, like literally, he left yesterday. And this is kind of what we're left with. Look at this. Let me cut my light on for a bit so you can see what's going on. I do not understand this place. We have power running to the TV as well. Look at this. Let me turn off my light so you can see what's going on. There's power running to the TV. What happens if I turn this light on? This might be the porch light. Yeah, I'm gonna turn those lights off for now. Let me see. We have halo in here.
The explorer also discovered ammunition stored inside the house, along with musical instruments that were still playable in condition.
Hold on. I thought those were batteries at first. That is not batteries, y'all. That is straight up ammunition. Look at that. Cut the light on again. This is ammunition. These are 22 bullets because they're a little bit smaller. Those are 22. And yeah, dude, I just found ammunition.
I just found it.
Yeah.
That is incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've never found that before.
Look at this.
So much of it anyway.
The most unsettling part of the exploration was the strong evidence that the family had disappeared without taking their belongings or leaving any clear explanation. The investigation came to an abrupt halt when the local sheriff arrived, informing the explorers that they were not authorized to be on the property. The sheriff asked them to leave immediately, forcing the visit to end. Many questions about the abandoned house and its former residents remained unanswered. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can stay updated with our latest videos.